family was everything with Rohan, his school friends, his work experience. You'll see him front and centre in the graduation photo. He always had a whole heap of girls hanging around, I don't know why. And of course he was a little bit taller than some of them, as you can see. So when Rohan was in Clermont and he was ready to finish school, we weren't really sure what Rohan would contribute to. We sort of sat down and said, well, we looked at what Rohan enjoyed doing. And Rohan enjoyed social interaction, had to have social interaction. If he didn't have that, he wasn't happy, and no one else was happy either. So with a conversation with one of the business owners' wives, it pointed out to me that every single business had someone who would go up to the post office, one block, pick up the business's mail, grab Auntie May's scripts, have a chat with Grandma, and an hour later they'd go back to work. So we offered a system where Rohan would pick up the mail from the post office and deliver it for them for a small fee. And that continued for about 6 years until we left Clermont and moved down to Toowoomba. And things were different down there. He didn't have the close-knit community that he had in Clermont, but he still needed that social interaction. And over a period of time, we sort of tried a few different things and did a bit of job sampling in different places. And Rohan's support team expanded. Generosity of NDIS, thank God. And Paul came on board. For a start, Paul was doing some voluntary work with Rohan, and then he became a support person, and identified that Paul had a background in banking, finance, and asked him would he help Rohan set up his business. So Paul and Rohan are going to talk about what they did to set that up, the challenges they had and those types of things. So Rohan owns his own car, for a start, and before I go I'll also add that Rohan is living in his own Housing Queensland unit, which is completely accessible for his needs. So he owns his own vehicle for his team to drive him around in. Very proudly personalised number plates, as you can see. He attended his class reunion, which was absolutely fantastic. And of course, I was about to get to that, thank you, Roger. Roger is also one of Rohan, he's here today as one of Rohan's support team. And Rohan decided that Roger was going to take him back up to Clermont, where we come from, 1,000 kilometres away, for Rohan to attend his high school reunion. And part of that reunion was they were having a day at the races. So of course when it come to nominating for the best dressed, guess who rocked up? He had the tie, the jacket, he had everything. So Rohan won best dressed male at the races. They did a pub crawl, they did heaps of things. And you believe it or not, I didn't have to do anything. Roger was amazing, he was great. We are really blessed with a wonderful team of support around Rohan's. There he is, with his classmates at their 25-year reunion at the races. And I'll pass over to Paul now, and this is Paul's domain.
I met Rohan in, 2018, I think, from memory. I began supporting Rohan in 2019, and I retired from that role in 2021, and now we're just good mates. When I first came on board with Rohan, I saw Rohan's... Well, I'll just tell you the first thing that happened. The first time I supported Rohan, we went to a big shopping centre in Toowoomba called Grand Central. We got in the lift, went up into the lift, walked out into the community, and I instantly noticed that people would polarise just like that. They'd go really gushy, or they'd go the other way and sort of not know what to say or whatever. And I asked Rohan, how do you deal with that? And he said, you just get used to it. So that really lit something inside me. So Rohan and I decided to have a dream day. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, and the dream day went for 3 days. So we sat down and we worked through absolutely everything that was in Rohan and wanted to get to come out and see what was what and where it was and why and so on. So you can see some of the things we looked at were a bit out there, and we tried lots of things. We'll come across a photo about beekeeping. We thought we'd give that a crack. That didn't go quite so well. We looked at gardening. What did you think of that, Rohan? That was a bit hard on a hot day. That was a bit tough, that one. And we got into Rohan's artwork's great. We looked at painting and here's the pictures, is he? Oh yeah, sorry, that's my fault there.
You're right.
So there's Rohan in the garden. We built a garden and thought, well, we'll grow some vegetables, take those down to the markets. We Rohan would go to a kindergarten and interact with the young children there, and we'd do painting and all sorts of really awesome stuff. We then, Rohan secured a job with a company called Ben & Co in Toowoomba, Bakers with Purpose, if you want to get and have a look at that at Facebook. And Rohan's pretty big, strong man. Couldn't quite fit into the little van, hey? His head was sitting on it was really interesting. So Rohan wanted a job, really want to work, and I'll read why he did that, why his passion was for that in a sec. But he got a job delivering coffee to the people there's a farmer's market in Toowoomba. About 5,000 people of a Saturday go through this market, and Rohan would deliver coffee to the store holders. And we had a little tray with the coffees. We walk around and do that over a period of time, which was great. Rohan has a passion for woodwork, and you can see some of the things there he made. And Rohan's father, Malcolm, is a hands-down brilliant woodworker. And you'll see some of the stuff that Malcolm's made. So we had a little bit of a trigger that, geez, that might be a good family business. Woodwork. Malcolm makes the woodwork, Rohan sells the woodwork. So there's another slide a bit further on. There's Rohan working. You see those little, that little box on the end there? That's made totally of pallets, old pallets. And you can go around to businesses, we locally source them in Toowoomba, and guys, they're happy to give them to you for free. So you can get a lot of bits and pieces for a woodworking business for no cost. And people love those. You put toilet rolls in them, you put potatoes, onions, all sorts of crazy things in them. Shopping bags, the whole enchilada, it's great. Rohan's a member of a Leeds club. What a Leeds club is a group of business people that get together. And they just love Rohan coming along, having lunch, rub shoulders with, what is it, Rohan? Accountants, solicitors, hey, the whole gamut. And he made that special. Sorry?
Did we joke about too?
Yeah, we do have a lot of jokes about it, hey?
Funny ones.
What was that?
Funny ones.
Yeah, most of the jokes are funny. Mine aren't so much, but anyway. Rohan made that for Andrew, who runs a financial business in Toowoomba.
And Rohan feels he has a place there because he is a business owner as well.
He's a business owner, and they love having him.
Yeah.
What else we got? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll read this now. What have we got next? Oh, well, there we go. There's Rohan in full flight. Up there is Santa Claus up the top there at Christmas.
Don't do it anymore.
Sorry?
It's too hot.
Yeah, it's too. Yeah, it does get a bit hot. And you can see some of the woodwork there that Rohan has made. After we did that dream day, we did a full detailed business plan. Let me read you. We've got a vision, a mission, the whole everything right through, and I'll leave some of these with Jenny if you want to have a read of it later. You're more than welcome. But the thing that really hit me right in the chest was Rohan's passion. And Rohan expressed to me that he had a desire to be a contributing member of society, both in the community and in a productive capacity. And to illustrate to members of the community that even though he had some challenges in life, with a little bit of support, he could become a fully functioning member of society, to be viewed as an equal, I guess. And this in turn will help lift the stigma society has on people with life challenges. That's Rohan's passion. That was in 2021, and there's the result. And Rohan is very much a relational person. We'll walk down the street, I kid you not, everybody stops and talks and asks. Remember when we went to Tamworth? What happened in Tamworth? You met those people from Clermont? You remember that? Yeah, walking just down the street and you hear, Rohan! Someone from Clermont bumps into Rohan. So I'll just quickly wrap up now, but as I said, we had the dream day. We looked at everything, and the passion I had was, I'm not going to say no to anything. Anything, I won't say no. No, I'm not going to do that. Didn't say that. What we did come up with, we come up with a series of 4 steps that we have to, that the idea has to float past. And you really have to say no to a lot of things to say yes to the right one. So if you try 50 things and they don't work, well, the 51st probably will. So don't be put off by, things not particularly working out. And let everything work to its conclusion. The primary objective was not profit. We weren't in the business for profit. I just read what Rohan was in the business for, to A, be a business owner, but to show people he's Rohan. The 4 things. The 4 things we had when we were working through that dream day was, number 1, it had to be legal. Can't do anything that's not legal. Number 2, must be able to afford it. And the criteria we put on that was it can't cost mum and dad anything. Mum and dad aren't going to put their hand in their pocket. No, not going to do that. The third thing was it had to be safe and fit within Rohan's function. And the 4th thing was there had to be a market for it. We could say, well, let's go and sell some hurricane lamps. There's a cyclone coming, we'll go out and sell those. No market, no one would want one of those. So the other criteria was there had to be a market, and we had to research whether that market was actually there. We come up with some really interesting ideas like bees and so on and so on. Some of them didn't work. We're looking at one at the moment. We're not really sure whether that one's going to fly. And we'll just see how that goes down the track. But we're always looking at different things. Just to highlight, Rohan wanted to go skydiving. Okay? I can't say no. I'm not allowed to say no. Can't say no. But skydiving would be quite dangerous for Rohan to go skydiving, you would think, wouldn't you? However, through research and checking things out, we can't say no, Rohan went skydiving. You think that'd be possible? Well, he went to a place called iFly, just up there in Chermside. It's a giant big cylinder with a big fan underneath it. Put on the skydiving suit, you walk in and fall on, and there you are, you're skydiving and floating on the air. Photos of that. So that's just one example of just don't say no, just see where it ends up. Just see where it ends up. Well, that's pretty much all I've got to say. I'm a bit nervous, as you can see, but if anyone would like to ask just a quick question before I hand over to Jenny, or have a chat to me later. Okay, over to you, Jenny.
As you can see, it's the people around Rohan, the wonderful team of support he has, and I will not call Rohan's team support workers. They are a team, they are an extended part of our family, and we appreciate how their family actually shares their family member with us as part of that team. When it comes down to choosing the more suitable people to work with Rohan, Rohan has the final say. After we've sort of vetted them, weeded the bad ones out, they go around and visit Rohan at his place so that they can see Rohan, see how things work there, and so Rohan can say yes or no. And he's sacked a few, and I've sacked a few, and he's even sacked me, believe it or not. That didn't last long, no. So And Rohan's world has opened up our life, actually. We've met so many wonderful people as well. But Rohan enjoys doing that. He sometimes does temporary tattoos, which he's sort of doing in the corner there with Roger's help. We're still mastering the airless spray gun thingy. I don't know how to operate it. When it comes to Rohan and the markets, that I have very, very little input into that at all. I leave that for Rohan and Roger, who's here today with Rohan, to work out which markets they want to do, how they're going to do them, when they're going to do them. And if it's like a feature one like Mother's Day or whatever, we might offer to pitch in and help just in case things get busy. And as Paul said, Malcolm, who's over there with the braces on, my husband, he sources all the wood from Central Queensland, slabs it up in his own sawmill and makes these things for Rohan to sell. So Malcolm makes them at our expense and Rohan sells them at his profit. He's doing a pretty good deal. And he's meeting a whole heap of new people and he's running into people that, you know, we might have known him in his childhood when we lived in Clermont, and he'll ring me up and say, I met so-and-so today. Oh yeah, the mayor come by and said hi. He said to say hello to you and Dad. I thought, oh, okay, rightio. So Rohan sees everybody at face value and he enjoys social interaction. And that's what he's got there. He's always wanted his own business. Ever since he was young, I want my own business. When we were in Clermont, he had like his mail delivery service. He also worked in one of the drive-through bottle shops where he stacked the shelves. And that was, originally it was with support at a minimum wage. It ended up without support being on the award wage, which was wonderful. But we've relocated, which meant we had to rethink what we were doing. Rohan enjoys doing the markets. There's, I think, 3 or 4 markets Rohan does now, isn't it, Roger? Yeah. And they vary, times of day, times of year, different things. Carnival of Flowers is always really good. And he identifies what sort of things sell better at what time of year or where the markets are. He needs more of this or more of that. And he also gives the kids free lollies if their mum and dad say they can. But no, so that's Rohan's life. He's got his own life, and in a way, I suppose, we've got ours. And Rohan is blessed with a wonderful team around him, which he has vetted himself, so he chooses those. He's got this gorgeous little puppy now, who is keeping everybody entertained, including Rohan. And that's basically it. They come down today in Rohan's car. It's all done his way. So I don't know whether there's anything I can help answer any questions, but I'm quite happy to do that, or Paul.
Guess who turns 43 on Wednesday?
Oh, yes. Please note, he set a birthday party up and didn't tell me. I just noticed it on Facebook that he's inviting people to a birthday party.
I didn't know. Was it Facebook?
Where was it? I saw it. Did you email it to me? There you go. He organises his own life.